What's in the box, man? What's in the f***ing box?
Boys and girls, we got the Atari box. We got the Atari box. What's going on, folks? Welcome to another episode of What's in the Box, the best unboxing show on YouTube. I'm RGT85. Sometimes you guys like to spoil me and send me things to my P.O. box, and then I open it here for your enjoyment and amusement. Now, I will put the P.O. box up on the screen very briefly, but I do want to let you guys know I am moving in a couple weeks, so I will be shutting down the P.O. box at the end of January. So if you don't send anything within like the next day or two, probably just to wait until I get a new P.O. box, and then I'll let you guys know what that P.O. box address is. Now, this is actually a very special episode of What's in the Box because I'm not good at YouTube. I'm actually pretty bad at YouTube, and I've already filmed this. I've already opened the boxes, I've already done all my jokes, and then I realized, hey, I didn't turn on the microphone. So I'm gonna reopen packages and try to remember my jokes, and we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. But first, we have a package from a company called Game Buddy. And what is Game Buddy? Obviously, this is a Nintendo Switch accessory. You could tell by the lovely colors, very Switch colors. So I will read this letter briefly. Hello there, I've enclosed one of our new products, Game Buddy, to check out. It is a new accessory for the Nintendo Switch. We hope you enjoy it. Game Buddy is meant to be stuck onto the Nintendo Switch. It can also be stuck to the dock if you remove all of the paper covering the adhesive from the back. It is not meant to be used as a standalone game holder. So basically what this product is you attach it to the back of your Nintendo Switch, and you can hold your cartridges actually on the actual system. And that's honestly, that's pretty cool to me. I own a lot of Nintendo Switch cartridges. I own a lot of Nintendo Switch cases, but the thing about cases is you can only hold so many games. And like the biggest one I have, I want to say is like 15, maybe 20, and I've already exceeded that limit. So to be able to put this on the back of your Switch and just, pick a game out and choose it really quickly, or maybe just put the games that you like the most, is actually pretty cool. I've lost a lot of Switch cartridges and found them like a week or two later after I went hunting for them. So I will probably get some good use out of this. Make sure you follow the social media pages. I will let you guys know if I run into any problems with this product, but it seems like a really simple, cool, and smart product. So this is from Game Buddy. Their website is gamebuddy.org if you want to check them out. And yeah, honestly, it looks pretty cool. So I'm interested to see how this works, and hopefully it works good. All right, so the next package is from our friends at Castlemania Games. You guys know Castlemania Games by now. If you don't, what are you doing? What are you doing? You save 10% off by shopping in their store by using the coupon code RGTCares. You get free shipping off anything over $20, and if you're a Patreon member, you get 20% off. So that adds up pretty quickly. A lot of my Patreon people have really saved a bunch of money. So Castlemania Games sent me some brand new products. Now, we've been talking about Retrobit a lot on this channel. Retrobit is actually in the process of re-releasing some classic games. So this is the re-released versions of these classic games. There's collector's editions on there. I want to say they're $59.99, and they gave me some prototypes to look at. Now, I'm not saying that this will be indicative of the final design, but it's probably pretty close. So the first one is Holy Diver on the NES, which is an awesome game. If you know anything about Holy Diver, it was only released in Europe and I believe Japan. It never came stateside. And yes, that is a Ronnie James Dio reference. Holy Diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea. Oh, what's becoming of me? Look out! I love Ronnie James Dio. I think he's amazing, and rest in peace, Dio. You were awesome. But yes, this game is very Castlevania inspired. It's actually a really super solid game. It is also available on the Super Retrocade if you're not a physical collector and you just want to play a bunch of games on one device, and I played it on there and I had a good time. You can see that this is an NES cartridge that you can play on your NES, so you don't have to worry about imports, honeybees, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And once again, these are from Retrobit. Retrobit is re-releasing these. I believe these are all available on pre-order on Castlemania Games' website. God, I didn't even put this in the box right. I'm terrible. So this is the R-Type Returns Collection. This is Super R-Type and R-Type 3 for the Super Nintendo. We will open this up more, and we will take a look at it. And you have the Super R-Type cartridge. It looks like there's the cartridge with the label on it. Plug it into your Super Nintendo, a little instruction booklet, color instruction booklet, a little casing, and a dust cover. So that's pretty cool. Now, these also do come with physical goodies as well, so we will look at those next. All right, so here's the R-Types Returns collectibles. Inside of the box, you have a certificate of authenticity for the game. You have a bunch of different stickers, R-Type R-type returns, super R-type, a little ship. So now I don't even have to edit this ship. Look, the ship's on the screen. I'm such a good editor. You have a little Space Cores patch there, and some pins, excuse me. So if you're like a metalhead and you got a cool jacket, a leather jacket, I want to get a leather jacket one day, you can put these pins on your leather jacket. And then there's one more sticker for R-type returns. So very cool stuff. You got to remember, like, these are very limited edition. They're probably only going to do one run of these. Obviously it's a collector's item for collectors, and I would say the coolest one to me is the Holy Diver collection. This looks like a Bible or like an old tome or something. Like you can hit someone in the head with it. Be like, Holy Diver! I have problems. So this is the Holy Diver Collector's Edition stuff. You have a little color instruction booklet in here. Very simple, just tells you how to play the game. And you also have some pins for your metal jacket, a very cool Holy Diver pin. Like that's just straight up Ronnie James Dio. Like you don't even have to explain to people what this pin means. They will know. And this is probably the coolest thing about it. This is a fig pin of the main character. Like I said, it's a very Castlevania style game. So obviously the guy looks like a Castlevania guy. And he actually looks a bit like Ronnie James Dio. So, I mean, even if you're just a Dio fan, like that's awesome. So I really enjoy these collector's editions that Retrobit are putting out. We've been talking a lot about Retrobit on the channel actually with their partnership with Sega. So we might see some very interesting things coming from this partnership. Maybe we'll see some game releases like this. You know, that's definitely within the realm of possibility. So like I said, if you're interested in those cartridges, check out CastlemaniaGames.com. RGT Cares saves you 10% off your entire order. And if you're a Patreon member, you save 20%. So that's cool. So yes, now it's time to get into the Atari box. Atari box. You know what? I said that the Atari box wasn't real. I said that it was just a sham. Atari is a big scam nowadays. That whole roller coaster tycoon thing. If you haven't been following that, they're basically charging people to fund Roller Coaster Tycoon for the Nintendo Switch. It's a disgusting situation, and it makes me sick to my stomach to see what they're doing. But obviously, after all of my negative videos, Atari Box was like, you know what? We need to send this guy a product. We need to send this guy the Atari Box so we could show him that he's an idiot. RGT85 is crap. Atari Box rules. And this is from Castlevania Games. So did Castlevania Games strike a deal? Ryan, did you strike a deal behind my back with Atari? That's kind of messed up, man. And here's what's actually in the box. If you honestly clicked this video and after the thumbnail and the title and thought that I had an Atari box, like, I'm very sorry. But I have something better than the Atari box. This is the Atari Flashback Gold 8. This is what was in the box. An actual Atari thing. You know, something with actual Atari games. Something that's not a new stupid system that doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist! But yeah, so this is the Atari Flashback 8 Gold. Now, this is made by AT Games, and I know what you're saying to yourself, RGC85, you don't like AT Games. You're sort of right on that. When it comes to Sega Genesis products, I am not a fan of their work. It just doesn't turn out well. But I actually bought an Intellivision AT Games product because I know nothing about the Intellivision, and it was actually pretty good. And the Atari ones are good too. It's just like anything 16-bit and above, they just mess it up. But the 8-bit ones are good. So as you can see here, this has 2 wireless controllers. It's 40th Anniversary Edition, HDMI out, 2 controllers, and you can save your stuff on here too. There's over 120 games on here. I'm sure some of them are fluff, but there are good games on here. Games like Pitfall, Jungle Hunt, Indy 500, Asteroids, Air Raiders, Breakout, Combat, you know, some Atari classics. I'm obviously not, you know, the Atari 2600 was a bit before my time, but I still can appreciate the system. I own a 7800. I own cartridges for the 7800, so I do know about the system. I also own 2600 cartridges to play on my 7800, as you can do that. So I know about some of these games. Games like Frog Pond. Frog Pond is actually a really fun one-on-one sort of style game where you got to eat the bugs in the air. Millipede, all sorts of stuff. We will open this up really quickly just to take a look at what's in the box. That's kind of the box inception. So we have the system here, obviously very plug and play, very simple. You just simply plug in the power supply here, HDMI here. You can plug in your controllers there, or like I said, they are wireless. It does use original controllers if you have some laying around. You have the 2 controllers here with your one little button. Looks like you got a select, start, replay, and a reset button, so that's pretty cool. Controllers feel pretty solid. I'm sure they take some sort of battery there. Actually, I will mention, I don't like when screws are on batteries. It's like, what is the point of that? So that's kind of annoying. HDMI cable, power supply, and this is actually really cool. So the instructions come on this thing, and you're like, why is it like this? It's because the front of it is actually really awesome. It's like a full color poster that's actually, you know, it's nice. It looks nice and clean on it. So, like I said, this is the real Atari box, folks. Just quit chasing that dream of another Atari box because it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. And this product is available from Castlemania Games if you want to check that out. And that will do it for this episode of What's in the Box. I would like to thank Castlemania Games for consistently sending cool products to the channel for me to check out and to inform you guys about. Thank you to Game Buddy. This looks actually very interesting. I actually like this a lot. It's very smart. So GameBuddy.org if you are interested in that. And thank you for checking out this video. As always, be sure to like it. Leave me your thoughts in the comments section down below. Don't be too mad about the Atari box thing. I tried to make the thumbnail as ridiculous as possible. I think I succeeded with that to let you guys know it was sort of a gag. Sort of a gag. And thank you guys for consistently supporting the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We hit over 76,000 subscribers. The P.O. Box will be closing down at the end of January, so just keep that in mind. Special shout outs to all my Patreons. You guys are amazing. There's tons of new Patreons. I hope you guys have been enjoying the perks and whatnot. If you're interested, you can check out Patreon, website, social media stuff to follow me on, t-shirts in the description box down below. And I love all of you. I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.
RGT 85, RGT 85. RGT 85.